everyone, it's Cleofe again and welcome to Crafting Shed. For today's tutorial, it's gonna be another simple project. It's how to crochet this very simple summer top. This is a quick project to make. This pattern has only 2 pattern repeats and this is made up of 2 panels for front and back. And just sew the sides and on the shoulders and it's done. And this is what the back looks like. So front and back are the same panels, the same pattern. Now let's get started. For the materials, I use 3 skeins of this Joy DK yarn by Loops and Threads, or you can use about 820 yards of size 3 lightweight yarn. For the crochet hook, I use size G 4mm crochet hook. I also needed a pair of scissors, blunt needle, markers, and tape measure. Leave a long tail, and let's start with a knot and chain 86. This is now 86 chains. Row 1, single crochet in second chain from hook. So 1, 2, single crochet in this chain. Chain 2. Then skip the next chain, and on the next chain right here we're going to do 2 double crochet puff stitch. So to do this stitch, we're going to yarn over, insert in the chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, insert in the same chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now there are 3 loops in the hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops, and we just did the 2 DC puff stitch. Continue with the pattern, chain 2, skip the next chain, and single crochet in the next chain. And this is what it looks like. Repeat, chain 2, skip the next chain, 2 DC puff stitch in the next chain. So yes, yarn over, insert in the chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, insert in the same chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. There are 3 loops in the hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Continue with the pattern, chain 2, skip the next chain, and single crochet in the next chain. This is what it looks like so far. Continue, chain 2, repeat the pattern, skip, 2 double crochet puff stitch in the next stitch, chain 2, skip the next stitch, and single crochet in the next stitch. So repeat this pattern across. I'll be cutting off the video and I'll be back towards the end of the row. I'm here now towards the end of the row, so I just did a single crochet. Continue, chain 2, skip the next chain, double crochet puff stitch in the next chain, chain 2, skip the next chain, this one, and to end this row, single crochet in the last chain. So this is how to end row 1, and this is what row 1 looks like. Row 2, chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, turn, skip the next chain 2 space, this one, and single crochet on top of the double crochet puff stitch. Repeat the pattern, chain 5, skip the chain 2 spaces, this 2 chain 2 spaces, and single crochet in the next stitch or on top of the double crochet puff stitch. Repeat, chain 5, skip the chain 2 spaces, and single crochet on the next stitch. This is what it looks like. Repeat, chain 5, skip the chain 2 spaces and single crochet on the next stitch. So repeat this pattern across. I'll be cutting off the video and I'll be back towards the end of the row. I'm here now towards the end of the row, so continue the pattern, chain 5, single crochet on top of the 2 DC puff stitch, chain 5, single crochet in the next stitch or the above the DC puff stitch. Now to end this row, we're going to chain 2 and double crochet on the last stitch right here. So this is how to end row 2, and this is what row 2 looks like. Row 3, chain 1, turn, single crochet in the first stitch, chain 2, skip the chain 2 space, the next chain 2 space. So skip this one, and on the next stitch right here on the single crochet, 2 DC puff stitch again. And I just showed you how to do that stitch. Then chain 2 and single crochet in the next chain 5 space. Chain 2, this is what it looks like. Chain 2 and repeat the pattern, 2 DC puff stitch in the next stitch or next single crochet. Chain 2, single crochet in the next chain 5 space. Chain 2 and repeat the pattern, 2 DC puff stitch in the next stitch. Chain 2, single crochet in the next chain 5 space. This is what it looks like. Continue, chain 2 and repeat the pattern, 2 DC puff stitch. Chain 2, single crochet in the next chain 5 space. So repeat this pattern across. I'll be cutting off the video and I'll be back towards the end of the row. And I'm here now towards the end of the row. So to continue, I just did the 2 DC puff stitch, chain 2, single crochet in the next chain 5 space, chain 2, DC puff stitch in the next stitch right here, 2 DC puff stitch, chain 2, then to end this row, single crochet in the third chain of the beginning chain 5 right here. So this is how to end row 3, and this is what row 3 looks like. Rows 4 to 59 or until your desired measurement. Repeat rows 2 and 3 consecutively. So I'm going to continue my work. I'll be cutting up the video and I'll be back when I'm done with row 59 to show you the next step. And this is now what the piece looks like after row 59. So I added another color because my solid color is not enough. But this is the same pattern. Just repeat rows 2 and 3. So this will be our first panel, and we need another panel of exactly the same pattern. We need 2 panels for this project. And these are now my 2 panels of exactly the same pattern. Lay it with right side facing up like this. So let me show you the close-up of the pattern. Now I'm going to place one panel on top of the other like this, so that the right sides will be facing each other, and it would now look like this. Take our tape measure and measure from the top about 7 inches from the top and put a marker. Then from this marker going down, we're going to stitch or close the sides all the way down, and this will be our armhole. Do the same step on the other side. Measure about 7 inches from the top, and from the marker, sew the edges together to close the side. This will be our armhole. And on the top, we're going to measure from the left side about 6 inches and put a marker on the 6-inch mark. And then from the marker right here, sew the edges towards the left, close it for the shoulders. Same step on the other side, measure about 6 inches, put a marker, and from the marker, from this marker, sew these edges together towards the right. And this will be our neck opening. And this is now what the piece looks like after the sides and the top are sewn together. So I clean up the tails and sew the edges together using whip stitch. And the sides, here are the side whip stitch also. This will be our neck opening. And the other shoulders, whip stitch, the armhole, and the other side. Flip this right side facing out, and it would now look like this. So this is now right side facing out. What I'm going to do next is crochet 3 rounds of single crochet around the armhole. So right here, 3 rounds of single crochet to give it some sort of sleeves, and then 1 round of single crochet around the neck opening to give it a clean finish. And this is now what the piece looks like after crocheting around the armhole. This is 3 rounds of single crochet and 1 round of single crochet around the neck opening, and the other side the same, 3 rounds of single crochet. And at this point we're done. Clean up the tails, weave the ends, and we're done. And this is now what the piece looks like, all cleaned up and all done. For the measurements from side to side, this measures about 21 inches, and from top to bottom also 21 inches. If you're new to my channel, please check out my other videos. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you like this video, and please subscribe.